I've truly been amazed at the community's commitment and dedication to public education. Today's celebration is a reflection of that commitment and the reflection of the dedication of everyone in the room. So together, we will transform our high schools into world-class schools that prepare our students for the highest level of education. In our agenda today, we have a packed agenda, a very exciting agenda, so I'm going to move right along and introduce Sydney Rogers, the Executive Director of Alignment Nashville.
It's a great day in Nashville, in our city, because through the Academy concept and structure, the Metro Nashville School District, and especially our principals and teachers, the business community, the dedicated partner organizations, you will find all of the elements needed to build the world's greatest high schools. Academies are a form of small learning communities, which means that students are housed together in groups numbering 200 to 300 that are small enough to become a community. Academies offer an opportunity to take all of the best that we know about how people learn best and put that into practice. For instance, we know that when people learn academics within the context of an engaging experience, they learn better and know how to use that knowledge better. Academies structure the learning within a context and allow for many inputs for the students, like experience within the world of work, business, and industry. When teachers work together with partners to build real-world projects that incorporate mathematics, English, science, and other academic subjects into real-world problems that the students will be tackling, the end result is students and teachers who are engaged, students who know where they're going in life, students who are prepared for college and work, students who excel academically, and graduates who are adaptable to a changing environment. You're about to learn much more about how working together we can make this happen in Nashville and how you can be a part of it. But before you learn all of this, I want to take a minute to acknowledge those who have made today's events possible in support of Metro Nashville Public Schools. Major funding for this event was provided to the Alignment Nashville High School Committee by the America's Promise Alliance. Nashville is fortunate to be one of 12 featured cities of America's Promise Alliance, and excuse me, we're grateful for the opportunity they provided through funding this event. Our Nashville Area Chamber of Commerce has played a key role in funding and planning this event. As most of you know, the Nashville Chamber makes education a high priority and has been instrumental in bringing many of you here today. Nashville's Pencil Foundation, a critical partner, is coordinating all of the Academy partnerships for the event and has contributed significant resources to this event. The Ford Motor Company Fund has been a supporter of the development of these academies for some time and is here today to support the event. Finally, our school district leaders, principals, administrators, and teachers are the central players in the effort and have made significant contributions to the event.
At this time, I'll introduce the Director of Schools, Dr. Jesse Register.
I want to thank all of you for being here today. Community involvement, particularly the business community involvement, is critical to success in public schools. The growing level of involvement and commitment by our community, particularly our local business community, will have an enormous impact on our students for many years to come. Today is a very significant day for secondary education in Metro Nashville. The fact that more than 80 local businesses have come together in support of our schools is powerful. It's inspirational, and frankly, it's truly exciting. Our vision is to make Metro Nashville Public Schools the first choice for families. And from the first day I arrived in Nashville, I've been committed to the philosophy that educators cannot change public schools alone. We need the support of parents, of community members, of businesses, of elected officials to be successful. When I was in my former system, I saw firsthand the power of a true school-business partnership. Business partners and educators worked hand in hand to develop outstanding programs of instruction that were relevant and motivational and that led to success for students. There is so much more potential here in this community than I saw before, and that is outstanding. That's why we're here today, to help our young people learn and to become more successful, to mold them into the future leaders of our city, our state, and our country, and our global society. But again, we can't do it alone. That old adage is very important. It does take a village to raise a child. It is a powerful and true statement. Even the best parents and teachers need help in the education of our youth in today's world. As we continue to working to improve our schools, we're going to need your support more than ever before. The academies we are implementing depend on your support and input, the support and input from the business community. You know what you need in future employees. By getting involved, you can have a powerful voice in the education of the young people who will someday work for you. In our academies, students will have access to rigorous curriculum and instruction. They'll have the opportunity to really explore careers through internships, classroom speakers, relevant project-based learning, and more. Students will be engaged and will understand the relevance of each academic subject. They will graduate from high school fully prepared to enter college or the workforce. They will be ready to take on the challenge of helping lead our community and our country. Again, I want to say that we're so glad for each of you to be here today. You will help shape the future of secondary education in our region. And now it is a distinct honor for me to introduce Mayor Carl Dean, a visionary mayor and leader who understands and makes education of our youth his top priority. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Carl Dean.
Thank you, Dr. Register. I'd like to just take a moment right now to say thank you to the Board of Education and to you, Dr. Register, for your leadership during this past budget process. I think our schools have had a very good year, and they had a very good year under very difficult circumstances. And this city has, again, put more money into schools. Not as much money as I'd like, but the school budget, when every other department was cut, their budget went up 2%. It's about $25 million. And I am confident in, thank you. You know, one of the things we have to do as a city is to keep moving forward. I think we have had a history of taking a step or two forward with education, and then we hit a rough patch and we take a step backwards. I think every year we have to keep moving forward. And the 3 years that I've been mayor, for 3 budgets, we have increased school funding and fully funded schools, and we need to do that no matter how difficult the year is. And it's reassuring, and this is why I'm saying thank you to the schools. It is reassuring to know that this Board of Education and this Director of Schools understands that the mission of schools is to teach, and that the mission of schools is accomplished in the classroom. And as long as we stay focused on who we are serving, which is the children of our city, then we'll be in good shape. And as long as we are willing to stay steadfast in providing the resources, we'll be in good shape. So thank you. Public education, as Dr. Register said, is the top priority for the city. You've heard me talk probably more than you'd like to hear me talk about things being connected. And there is a clear connection between public education and economic development. And this city is blessed to have a business community that gets it. You all just understand that, you get it. You know that this city has a fantastic future in terms of its economy, in terms of the jobs that we can create, in terms of the opportunities we can create. But the key to getting there is going to be offering a public education system that makes people want to live in Nashville, raise their families in Nashville, create their businesses in Nashville, and move to Nashville. And so this link that we have today with these career academies between education and the business is a clear example of how we can improve economic development at the same time we're improving public education. Businesses already play an important role in our schools with volunteers in schools and with pencil partners, but the Career Academies will take it to a whole nother level. Again, improving our schools is not just the job of the Board of Education, the teachers. It is a job of everyone in this community. And to get it done, it's going to take the involvement of our entire community. And this is a great example of how we can do that and do that together. And thank you for being here.
You know, Dr. Redsher, Mayor Dean, and Sidney Rogers talked about the Academy model. It takes great leadership at the district and school level to be successful with this model. But perhaps just as important, it takes great business and community partnerships to be successful as well. Over the past 2.5 years, the Nashville Area Chamber of Commerce, the Pencil Foundation, and Alignment Nashville have worked to create a 3-tiered structure to support business engagement in high school academies. At the ground level, or at the school level, we're obviously signing up individual academy partners, and we're going to hear more about that later today. We've also assembled a group of CEO champions to be advocates in the community, and Steve Turner, co-chair of the CEO champions, will talk about that in a few minutes. But we actually began our work on business engagement 18 months ago by creating a middle tier of business involvement. One by one, we created 6 partnership councils that would represent a cluster of related industries or career areas. They would provide a district-wide view for their related academies, but also develop relationships and partnerships with individual schools. These Academies of Nashville Partnership Councils have a number of responsibilities. They communicate the workforce needs, the skills, the qualifications of that business or industry. They advise metro schools of significant trends or issues or challenges that that industry faces now and in the future. They work with industry colleagues and their peers in the business community to connect business resources to metro schools, whether that's recruiting guest speakers for schools, teacher externships, or identifying job shadow opportunities or academy partners for schools. They recommend or assist in the development of new academy courses or offerings. They work with metro schools educators on the Partnership Council to ensure that all academies in a given industry have access to adequate business resources. And in other words, they ensure equity across our academies in a given industry area. And finally, these partnership councils advocate for an industry's academies in the broader community. At this time, I'd like to especially thank the chairs of each of the 6 partnership councils during their first 12 to 18 months in existence. Tom Druffels, General Manager of Holiday Inn Vanderbilt. He's chair of the Hospitality and Tourism Partnership Council. Kelly Dando of the Associated General Contractors is with the Engineering, Manufacturing, and Industrial Technology Council. Bill Rochford, Vanderbilt University Medical Center, is with the Health Partnership Council. Kent Foreman, Permanent General, is chair of the Business and Marketing and IT Council. Kira Florida is chair of the Arts, Media, and Communications Partnership Council. And Jeff Yarbrough with Bass, Berry, and Sims is chair of the Human and Public Services Partnership Council. On November 6, 2009, the 180 volunteers that serve on those 6 partnership councils stepped up, and they recruited 300 business volunteers to stage the first ever 9th grade career exploration fair at the Nashville Convention Center, interacting with 3,282 freshman students. Through these 6 Academies of Nashville Partnership Councils, over $430,000 in volunteer time and in-kind contributions were made in calendar year 2009 alone. Thank you all in this room for making that happen. For those of you who missed the magic of the first Career Exploration Fair, we're going to show you a brief video showing you what you missed and hopefully getting you excited about being involved with the next Career Exploration Fair this coming fall.
I have long said that improving our schools is an effort that's going to take our entire community, and here in Nashville we are blessed to have a Chamber of Commerce and a business community that recognizes the importance of education. For Nashville to continue to be a great city, a safe city, a city where families want to live and businesses want to grow, we need to have a school system that keeps our kids in school, helps them succeed, and graduate prepared to go to college or into the workforce. So today, I am pleased to announce the first initiative of CEO Champions, and that is to host the first ever 9th grade career exploration fair for Metro schools.
Right, big blast furnaces, and they melt the metal down to be used for the metal that we receive.
What advice would you give someone just starting this career?
I would say finish high school.
Because if you make good grades, you go to college. You go to college, you make good grades, you make money, right?
This particular effort is also a very good one to engage 4,000 students at the 9th grade level. And what a great opportunity to have business leaders from across this community engage all of our 9th graders in this process.
Personally, I look at it as a civic duty to help with our community and all of our community, the children in all of our communities, because without them, there is no future.
I've learned a lot about what it takes to become what I want to become, so it's helped me further my choices and eliminate some.
It's very vital that our young people in our schools, especially in our high schools, in 9th grade especially, have some sort of sense for what the possibilities are in terms of career.
Over here we actually have blood bank, and the ABO types are pretty obvious. A lot of people have heard about that.
A little bit close to the bowl.
One of our challenges is to try to match up all the different professions with those career academies, and so that we are supporting what the schools have in place already.
The best thing about this fair is just the opportunity arts has around here. There's so many arts opportunities for everybody to get a part in.
The more business can get involved with speaker bureaus, teacher has a particular subject she's teaching on, if she's aligned by a business and can call on that business to bring somebody to the table to speak about a particular subject, it has much more meaning than just reading out of a textbook.
Oh, there's plenty. Anything that has to do with computers or design, for example. Josh, nice to meet you. What's y'all's first thing you think about accounting?
The one that I liked the most was accounting, and because you had to do with math, and I like doing problems in math and stuff.
I'm in construction, and we have a huge need for students to go into our field, and that's the same with all of the other fields. We all need new employees, and I think the career academies are teaching kids not only to go into the field right out of work, but to go to college and the options that they have.
I'm with the Belmont University School of Pharmacy.
So that the students can get used to what they're hearing.
One of the questions that was asked is, why are we all here? And the response to that question is, we're here at Vanderbilt because we care about our community, we care about careers, we want you all to think about your future. This is a great opportunity for you to learn about what's available for a career.
And what is interesting for me in this career fair was all the nursing stuff that they had over there, because I'm interested in being a nurse or a dental assistant.
But we do this anywhere from 10 feet off the ground to 300-400 feet off the ground.
I had to have a 4th year cosmetology, so they put me in cosmetology honors.
It's important that for these students to understand that they need to stay in school, participate, see the relatedness of what they're doing, from the math to the history to the writing, and how that applies in any career.
The best thing I've seen today is pretty much everything, because I got a better idea on what I want to do when I go to college.
Tonight in Kansas City at a championship bull riding competition.
Good communication skills, good writing skills, good clean background.
If we can get kids to go to school, to stay in school, to have positive role models and positive career goals, they are less likely to enter into the juvenile court system. And that's exactly why I'm here today.
Very good, yeah.
Being here has helped me be really on task of what I want to be in life now.
Our best of show for 2009, the MNPS Career Exploration Fair, is the Engineering, Manufacturing, Industrial Technology, and Agricultural Technical Campus.
And what I found interesting at the career fair is practically everything. It's really neat.
Again, a fantastic, amazing event, special event for those 3,000 students. We're looking forward to doing it again this fall and looking for many of you to help us do that. We're talking about business partnerships and celebrating those today, but we all know that what makes the magic really happen is what happens in the classroom, what happens at the school level, and how do we impact student achievement. Dr. Register talked about the principals and the leadership and the teachers that are in the room. Here today to give us that school-level perspective is one of our outstanding principals in Metro Schools. Our high schools, all 12 zone schools, are moving toward this model at different speeds, and a couple of those schools have been at the very forefront for a number of years. One of those, Glencliff High School, is led by Executive Principal Tony Majors, and Tony's here today to share with us a perspective of what this means at Glencliff High School.
Thank you, Mark. With me this morning is Victoria John, one of our students. She'll be a senior this year who's been active in the Career Academy program. First, I'd like to say that I am one member of a group and team of outstanding high school principals, change coaches, and central office staff that are really committed to changing and transforming education in Nashville and really implementing career academies. So for all of you business partners that are here, trust me that you will have outstanding school staff that will be working with you to make sure that the principles and values that you want to implement into the curriculum are implemented correctly. And I did want to make sure I recognized all of those people that are my co-workers as well. 4 years ago, Glencliff High School and other Metro schools began the process of trying to implement career academies. One of the first things that I noticed was the need for effective communication, because everyone did not really understand what the true purpose of career academies would be. It's not strictly vocational ed. It's not strictly career development. It is a transformation of the overall educational process. As a school administrator, the ability to try and communicate that to everyone was very difficult at times. Your presence this morning really shows me that you are committed to the vision and direction of Academies Nashville and really supporting and transforming education for our students. And I really want to applaud you for your presence this morning and your support of Metro Nashville Public Schools. I really had a lot of really good stuff to say, but Dr. Register, Merrill Dean, and Mark really already said it all. So I'm going to try and wing it just a little bit and give you just from the school's perspective. As a school administrator, career academies mean a transformation in teaming and structure in the way that I do things as a principal, the way that I align my teachers and staff, and the way the teachers and staff work together. The overall purpose, of course, is to improve the quality of education. But for a school administrator, it's also to improve attendance, increase graduation rates, and increase the number of students that are enrolling in post-secondary or industry certification programs following high school. For a business, the benefits are the same for you. However, as a business member in this community, students that participate in the Career Academy program are going to be a better trained, more focused, higher qualified workforce as they enter your doors 4 to 6 years from now. Of course, the greater benefit is for the greater Nashville community. As you become more involved with our schools, you will play a part and have a hand in developing curriculum. You will play a part in developing project-based instruction that includes 21st century skills as well as real-world relevance. Relevance to your career field, relevance to the student's interest, and that will be integrated and tangible to the instruction that we provide in multiple subject areas, providing more project-based instruction and really changing the direction and focus of education in our system. Now for our students, the results, they really can't be measured. A student that, of course, is involved in something they have an area of interest in is going to be more likely to come to school on a regular basis, increase their likelihood of graduating, and not just showing up at school, but having higher level of achievement. Victoria is a perfect example of that. When you take a student that enters high school in the 10th grade, 9th grade year, they research a variety of careers and opportunities. The 10th grade year, they make a decision. This is the area I think I really want to focus in. The 3 years of intensive training, while they're still working on their traditional high school graduation requirements, will increase the likelihood that that child will continue their education in that area of interest. They will go to post-secondary and graduate with 3 to 7 to 8 years of really intensive training in a very specified area. So for our students, they're more focused, they're better trained, and the likelihood and opportunities of their future really cannot be measured. But I can't say that as well as Victoria can. Victoria, as a junior last year, has already participated in an internship with Dialysis Clinic Incorporated, which she did that over the course of this school year. And this summer, she is already interning with Metro Health Department. As a 17-year-old student, she has already had 2 internship opportunities before she's even begun her senior year. So at this time, I'd like to ask Ms. Victoria Johns to step forward and tell us a little bit about her experience.
Well, before I went into the 9th grade, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then more I looked into opportunities, I found that the healthcare position would really interest me. And I come to school and do what I like to do because I want to help people when I go out into the medical field, and just it's benefited me in so many ways of the internships and the classes like forensics and just things that normal schools, like before in middle school, we were normal subjects, science, math, biology, and all that. But this really broadens the concept of science and math.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you, Victoria. At this time, I'll introduce Steve Turner, who is one of the co-chairs of the Chamber CEO Champions.
Created by the Nashville Area Chamber of Commerce in August of 2009, the CEO Champions are a committee of local executives who serve as public champions of high school reform, particularly supporting the academies of Nashville. This means our individual businesses take a leadership role in partnering with a high school academy, and we encourage our peers in the business community to do the same. Last fall, as plans for the first ever 9th grade career exploration fair were rapidly coming together, it was the in-kind contributions of more than 100 businesses, many represented in this room today, that made that event possible. There was also a need for financial sponsorship to pay for the things that could not be donated. The CEO Champions gladly stepped in to fill the gap. This morning, the CEO Champions met and developed a challenge to the Nashville community. Today, the Nashville Area Chamber of Commerce and its leaders call on all businesses, small and large, to join the Academies of Nashville's effort in order to reach the goal of business partnerships for every high school academy. This is more than a call for business philanthropy. It is a call for a smart business investment of your time, your expertise, and assistance. Get involved now and help shape the future of Nashville. For those of you who are committing today to work as Academy partners this coming school year, thank you. To those of you considering a partnership, we look forward to your joining this movement to transform Nashville's high schools. The Ford Motor Company Fund is working to support high school redesign and helping students master 21st century skills in communities all across the country. We're fortunate that they are also a partner in our efforts here in Nashville. Please join me in welcoming Cheryl Carrier with the Ford Motor Company, the Ford Motor Company Fund, for a very special announcement.
I am so excited to be here. Isn't this a fabulous building? You guys are so lucky to be in Nashville working with this incredible group of people. This community is pulling together in unprecedented ways. You're aligning your resources and developing a plan that says our students are second to none, and our education system is second to none. Through the Ford Partnership for Advanced Studies Next Generation Learning Communities initiative, we have the privilege of working with communities across the country who are successfully scaling and sustaining these academy networks. We've learned a lot from these communities, and there is a set of successful practices and attributes that each of these communities have in their toolbox and things that they've used to be able to scale and sustain these networks. Currently, we're working with about 15 communities across the nation who have adopted these successful practices. And it is about transforming teaching and learning in the classroom. In academies, students do these really incredible projects, and they look and feel just like what we do every day in work. They get to, the teacher in the business community hands a student a problem or an issue, and the students have to assemble a team, they have to do research, they have to find subject matter experts, they have to synthesize data, they have to prepare a response, they have to present it, defend it, and then take critical feedback. Does that sound familiar? It's all the things we do every day, right? But we weren't taught to do that. So these are really successful initiatives. It's an old model, 40 years old, and it is scalable, it's replicable, and it is sustainable. But it has got to be done by and with a community. You have an incredible group of people here. And frankly, you know, in a year and a half when I retire, I hope that I can be part of this team in some way to support these academies. You have Dr. Register, who's remarkable. He's an incredible leader. The mayor, who's made this part of his initiative. Alignment Nashville, Sydney, we go way back, been doing this work to align community resources for a long time. Pencil Foundation, Cindy, I mean, incredible groups of people, and of course the Chamber, who has been pulling this all together as well. What we're seeing here that's different from other communities is that there's true partnerships. This is about rolling up your sleeves, getting involved with the academies, getting involved with the students, sitting on transformational leadership groups, one that a really important group that Dr. Register has set up with business and community partners to really think about some of the challenges that students are facing here. If you were to halve the dropout rates here, 3,000 more students graduated. This is from a study done from a class of 2008. You'd have 30 million of increased earnings in this community, increased home sales of 58 million, 8 million of investing, $22 million of spending, 250 new jobs. And 48% of these new graduates would likely go on to pursue some type of post-secondary education. So this is about community prosperity too. Today we are really excited to announce that we are designating Nashville as a next generation learning community at the leadership level. And you're going to be joining 6 other communities in the country who have been able to scale these wonderful career academy networks and sustain them over time, and you will be a model. You are already a model. You're doing some things that other communities aren't doing, even at the leadership level, and we're going to learn so much from you, and we're going to be able to pass that on to a lot of other communities, and hopefully you'll learn some things from our communities too, and we're here to help support you in that effort. So I really want to congratulate you on the progress. I want to thank you for allowing us to be part of your community. So good luck to you. We're going to be watching and celebrating with you and sharing your successes. And again, thank you to Pencil, Dr. Register, Alignment, the Chamber.
All right, at this time I'll introduce Ralph Schultz, who is the president of the National Area Chamber of Commerce.
You know, one of the things we've learned from Jesse Register as he has been here as our director of schools is the importance of relevance and rigor in relationships. And it's my pleasure to talk to you about a feature in this program that relates to all 3 of those, drawing a lesson from our mayor. It's all connected, and relevance is one of the ways that one of the things that causes students to learn more, and I think all of us have probably experienced that in our education career. And the relationship with the teacher who delivers that relevance to you is much stronger because of the relevance that they deliver. And this program helps create that rigor that provides those opportunities for that relevance to be created. And so one of my favorite features of this particular program are the externships that help these teachers connect with the real-world application of what they're teaching every day in the classrooms. And this is one of the most impactful ways that you can participate as a business in helping us to create this relevance in the schools and in the academies. Businesses participate in this process by creating opportunities for a team of teachers to come shadow that business, a person in your business, for 3 days. Those teachers, that team of teachers, will see what's happening in that business for 3 days and take those lessons and create on the 4th day a program, a specific application of what they've seen. When they create that program, they will then bring that program back to their business partner and say, okay, what do you think? Give us your critique. We want to make sure that we have transferred the relevance that we saw in our experience with your business. After they've had that successful interaction with the business, then they will take that project and they will load that project on the Metro Schools website, and that project will be available to all of the teachers in the academies that are undertaking this process. Those externships are a vital experiential resource that you as business owners and business operators can provide that give those teachers innumerable experiences to help create that relevance in the classroom. And everywhere we've visited, students have related to us time and time again, and teachers have related to us time and time again, how those stories and those experiences have an impact on their daily lives. We'll be looking for additional businesses to do this. We have a big school system. We have lots of teachers. The opportunity in the business community is high if you will participate in providing those externships. The other thing I'd like to mention is that when it comes to the success of an academy, the teacher team is vitally important, as we've mentioned. Unfortunately, and this is a policy issue, outdated class size requirements in state law for career and technical education teachers can make it very difficult for those CTE teachers to be a part of the academy team. To solve that challenge, the Nashville Area Chamber of Commerce and Metro Schools approached our Davidson County legislative delegation about passing legislation to create a special pilot program for Metro Schools that provides class size flexibility for those CTE teachers in order to create those effective teams. I'm happy to report to you that that pilot legislation was adopted during the 2008 legislative session and was extended for another 2 years in the legislative session that was just completed this month. This was a very important element in allowing us to continue to extend this relevance opportunity to these students. Now, the state of Tennessee will be looking at those pilot results to determine changes in statewide policy on this issue on a more permanent basis. So we would like to extend appreciation to the co-prime sponsors of that important legislation, Representative Brenda Gilmore, Senator Joe Haynes, and we also want to acknowledge the assistance of Representative Harry Brooks from Knox County, who is the chair of the House Education Committee, and we really appreciate their leadership and support. So let's hear it for them. You know, one of the most important essential elements of CEO leadership is to find talent and bring that talent to bear, and congratulations to you for finding that. Jay?
In creating a vision here for the schools, working with the team to create this vision, one of the things that we discussed is we needed a marketing plan. We have to think differently. Public schools, we're not used to marketing our product, and we have to start changing our philosophy and start acting as a private or a charter school in how we recruit and how we market our product to the community. So this was a very important initiative that we started working on with a committee with funding from the school district and from the Chamber of Commerce. We put together a team that you'll see here that included principals, teachers, parents, students, community organization, and business partners. And it is very important that we create an identity for the Academies of Nashville, something that's consistent from school to school and that will be recognizable out in the community. Okay, we established what you see on the screen, a brand promise, and this team was led by Pam Daly. Pam is from DK Brand Strategies, and she led us through functional and emotional benefits of the brand creation and also the aspirations of our brand and the deliverables behind our brand. So you'll see here on the screen, and I'm going to read some of them to you, we have our functional and our emotional work that we went through in deciding what brand that we wanted to promise to the community, that we wanted to show that there's lots of choice, learning the why behind what we're doing. We wanted the kids exposed to the real world. We wanted them in sync in the network here in the community. We wanted them to know you. We wanted them to have a foot in the door when they're ready to graduate high school and they know what colleges they want to go to here in our area and they know what businesses that they want a future in. We wanted it to be flexible, modern, technology, quality, college prep. That is a message we're sending out. This is not college or career ready. It's college and career ready. The emotional side was we wanted to create a nurturing environment for those students, a home away from home, because many of these students don't have a good home life, and school is their safe environment. So we wanted to create these smaller, personalized communities in the school that protect and nurture those kids for the 4 years that they're in school. So a place where they're respected, that respect goes both ways between the teacher and the student, a safe environment, a nurturing environment, something that's interesting, something that teaches them to stand on their own, a web of support, and relationships. It's all about relationships. So that was a lot of things that we had to put into our brand promise. Here's our personality. Our personality is we wanted a cool place for the kids, because remember, we're talking about 13-year-olds to 18, 19, sometimes 21-year-olds. We wanted a cool place. We wanted something that they could be proud of. A happening kind of place where it involves the technology. It's a collegiate base so that they're constantly striving to do better. We wanted something that was high quality, something that was dynamic, something communal, something playful that really engaged our students. So this is our brand promise that is an internal brand promise. And Pam said something to the CEO champions that I wrote down this morning, an internal promise that yields external expectations. And that's exactly, I think that one sentence captures what we're trying to do in this brand promise. And again, this is an internal statement. At my academy, I choose to learn in an innovative community where I belong, I'm engaged, and I'm prepared for college, career, and the real world. So that is our internal brand promise at the school district in working with you, working with our students, and working with our parents. Extremely important. The next step after determining our brand promise was to create a graphic representation of that promise. This includes the brand name, the graphic representation, the byline, the tagline, and there were some mandatory items that had to go into that logo, and that was a really difficult thing to do. There was a lot of things that we wanted to put in there. Some of the mandatory things that had to be in there were it had to represent Metro Nashville Public Schools, so our logo had to be there. It had to emphasize the word academy. It had to have the name of the academy, the school colors, the sponsor name if there was a sponsor of that academy. It had to work within the NPS marks and appeals to students and parents. This was a difficult thing. It's a lot of things to put into an icon or a graphic representation. And at this time, we've got students around the room, and they are representing, let me see, I wrote this down. They're representing McGavock, Glencliff, Antioch, and Hunters Lane High School. So right now, are we going to do this now? All right. On the count of three, we're going to unveil our new logo to you. So students, on the count of three, you can pull down the sheets, and Star and Melissa will pull down our new banners, okay? 1, 2, 3. The Academies of Nashville. All right, thank you. And you see we have different banners we have one graphic for each academy at one academy at each high school, and these will be expanded to represent each academy at those schools. Now, as you see on the screen, we'll break it down even further. This is a sample of what it will look like at the school level. It will have the school colors. It has the A and the N, which will eventually be what we can use, and hopefully the community will just recognize the AN. It has the Academies of Nashville, the name of the school, and this particular one is Antioch. It also has the Tennessee Credit Union Academy of Business and Finance. That's where if you are a naming rights sponsor, as the Tennessee Credit Union is our first, and you'll see a little bit more about that later on, that's where it would go, and then the name of the academy right below that. So it had to have all of those different aspects in. And on the next slide, you'll see our tagline. Our tagline is "My Future, My Way." So you notice that the AN is our icon. The brand name is the Academies of Nashville. It has the sponsor name, the academy name, and our tagline. This will be used in all of our marketing material, our websites, anything that's published about the academies, parent presentations, presentations to the community, and the schools after today will receive this graphic representation, and it can be pulled apart within consistent guidelines to be used to market our academies. And this is what each one of the schools will look like, and you can see that on the screen, representing the school colors. There's a few more tweaks that we're making to it because the principals had some say in the colors and stuff. So we're moving forward, and I hope that, that you will start seeing a lot of the Academies of Nashville out in the community. Thank you, students.
About a year ago, our Board of Education revisited the vision of our public school system in Davidson County. And I think that vision's the way I want to bring this to a close today, this part of the presentation, because it's very pertinent to today's events. And if I may, I'd like to share it with you. Metropolitan Nashville Public Schools will provide every student with the foundation of knowledge, skills, and character necessary to excel in higher education, work, and life. We embrace and value a diverse student population and community. Different perspectives and backgrounds form the cornerstone of our strong public education system. Ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you that the Academies of Nashville will become the vehicle in which we will reach that vision for our students. People tend to think one public school system is about the same as any other. But in reality, each of our schools has a unique atmosphere. Each will offer distinct programs and services for students while maintaining a rigorous academic core curriculum. The cookie-cutter approach in education just doesn't work. We have to individualize. We have to provide multiple learning opportunities and programs, and we have to be able to reach every child through his or her own individual interests and learning styles. These academies allow each school to create its identity. This reform and the implementation of strong academies cannot happen overnight, however. It takes careful planning and ongoing support from the school and from the community. Different schools will need different levels and forms of support. The level of partnerships will be highly dependent on the degree of implementation at each school. Partnerships like these are built on relationships and readiness. If a school or a business isn't truly ready, the ability to create strong and long-term partnerships hampered. We want these partnerships to last for many years. And when they do, we will build these strong relationships and partnerships between academies and businesses. The payoff will be great for students, for teachers, for your businesses, and for our entire community. I really want to thank Jay Steele and our high school principals and teachers and all of the rest of you who have come together to get us to this place. The next part of the ceremony, first signing, Tennessee Credit Union, our first brand academy of Antioch High School.
The Tennessee Credit Union is the first naming rights academy, and that is a contract that was approved by our school board and by the Tennessee Credit Union's board of directors. And it is a $100,000 threshold of in-kind and/or cash donations. This contract is about $10,000 worth of donated cash to the Academy and about $90,000 worth of in-kind donations of time, resources, paid internships for the students, externships for the teachers. Thank you very much.
Academy partners are businesses, colleges or universities, nonprofit organizations, associations, faith communities who agree to work as pencil partners for a year with one of our academies. Their goal is very clear. Their goal is to help young people prepare for college, career, and the real world. The activities they participate in, though, are different from school to school and from partner to partner. Academy partners may provide guest speakers or guest mentors. They may provide externships, field trips, job shadowing opportunities for our students. They may help with curriculum. They may help in a variety of ways, but the bottom line is that they are where the rubber meets the road. Partnerships between a business and an academy are going to be the groundwork for success with our academies. The staff of Pencil, of MNPS, and the Chamber have been thrilled with this first wave of academy partnerships. We are very pleased to announce today that we have 82 new partnerships that will begin in the fall of 2010 and continue throughout the school year. Now I want to introduce two important leaders for Metro Schools, Gracie Porter and David Fox, who are Vice Chair and Chair, respectively, of Nashville Public Education Board of Education.
Today, Nashville is making history. 1 year ago, I had the opportunity to accompany the Chamber and some other principals and teachers and other leaders in the community to Orlando. And that was for a one-day conference on the academies. I came back. I was really, really impressed. I'm still impressed by the kinds of things that we have done in 1 year. So I say congratulations to all of you. But it can't happen without good leadership. And that leadership starts with the building principal and the teachers that we rarely think about when things happen in a school. But I want to say today, the Metropolitan Nashville Public Schools has some wonderful leaders in our schools, and I want to say thank you for that. Yes, thank you. Today I say thank you to the businesses for making young people's lives a world. With your enthusiasm and robust, you are about change for many young people as they go through what they think they might want to do as opposed to what they will do. So thank you for the many worlds by giving them an opportunity to excel and become the productive citizens we all know that they can be. It is my hope and dream that this is just the first step of many for moving our educational system forward in this city. And with your partnership, this can become the model for school districts across this country. Again, I say thank you, and thanks for what you do for our children every single day. Thank you.
We've talked a lot today about how critical it is that our high schools have community partners who help our students more deeply engage in their subjects and learn something about their career possibilities. But let's not forget that a critical focus of our school district's vision is on ensuring that students have the character to excel in college, work, and life. So to our business partners, we are counting on you and your colleagues to be important role models for our young people, to help them learn the habits of successful people, working well with others, being on time, being respectful of colleagues, and being willing to take informed risks. You in the private sector can give our young people an enormous advantage by helping instill these habits while they are still in high school, and I know you can do that. The challenge now is for all of us to bring on board more business partners so that each academy has multiple partners. The school board really is pounding the table to bring our community's most successful organizations into partnership with us. As Dr. Register said earlier, we don't have enough internal capacity to help our students the same way that you can. Only you can drive home to our students how critical to their futures that success in school really is. And only you possess the human capital and the industry expertise to give our students an accurate, real-world understanding of careers in your fields. Metro Nashville's elementary schools are ramping up very well right now. Our middle schools are the subject of a transformation process that looks very, very promising. So if we, MNPS, and our community partners can accomplish what we think we can with high schools, we will truly transform the city. Then our high school graduates will be coveted additions to any university, to any employer. Many of our societal challenges will recede, and we will have fostered a strong leadership core for Nashville for the rest of the 21st century. If this sounds like an exciting challenge, then please pick up your Academy response cards. And as you leave shortly, look carefully at the information you'll be handed that explains the many different ways an Academy partner can be involved. Thank you.
Wow, what a wonderful event. It was very nice to sit back and watch the commitment level from the partners with the school district, and I compliment you and congratulate you, because this means that the Nashville community will continue to grow and prosper. There's one person I do want to thank that is always in the background and has been hard at work at this for many, many years, and has often been on an island by herself, but now is really enjoying every moment of this. And many of you know her, but she's been working very hard with this move, and that's Star Herman, so I wanted to recognize Star. All right, thank you to the Chamber, thank you to Alignment, the Pencil Foundation, and the school district staff for planning today's event. Thank you to Cheryl Carrier and Rick Delano from Ford for your designation of the Next Generation Learning Community at the leadership level. Also, thank you to the Mayor Dean, Dr. Register, and our school board for making education our #1 priority of our students. So again, thank you very much. I'm confident with your partnerships we will succeed.